Well, hello there, gentlemen, and welcome back to the deep dive. It's really a pleasure to have you with us today. Many men over 60, what they tell us, they've kind of accepted that certain things just change. Today, we're diving deep into something often considered, well, a closed chapter: the return of morning strength, confidence, and just overall vitality. We've probably all felt that shift, haven't we? Where those morning moments of effortless vigor seem to fade away, and sometimes it feels like they take a piece of our youth or certainty with them. The usual responses, the pills, the promises, they often fall short, don't they? Leaving us more frustrated than anything else. But what if the path to reclaiming that morning strength wasn't some complex prescription? What if it was something surprisingly simple, maybe even sitting in your kitchen right now? We're going to explore a really interesting idea today that stronger mornings are actually, believe it or not, built the night before while you sleep. And joining me to unpack all of this with decades of experience guiding men through these exact challenges is our expert guide. Welcome.
Thank you. It's truly an honor to discuss something so personal and important with you all today. What we're about to explore, it really goes beyond just a physical reaction. It touches on identity, doesn't it? Confidence and a man's sense of self, especially after 60. We'll introduce you to what we call a simple 60-second Clove Method. It's a nightly ritual that could genuinely transform your mornings. And this isn't about pills or, artificial boosts. It's about a natural approach, supporting your body's own ability to relax blood vessels, maybe gently enhance testosterone, and build strength. What's compelling, really, is that this isn't just theory. It's backed by a growing body of science and, maybe more importantly, by the real experiences of men. Men who report noticeable changes within, say, 7, 14, even 30 days.
That's quite a promise, a powerful one, because we know many men over 60, they feel like they've tried nearly everything. They've faced that frustration, disappointment. When it comes to this very personal aspect of health, what's often missed, what's not being talked about, maybe even with doctors. I'm reminded of a story, a retired firefighter. Man was in incredible shape
Yeah.
physically, could still run a mile, climb ladders, no problem. But he looked at his doctor, just completely defeated, and said, "Doc, I can do all that, but I can't keep an erection."
Mhm.
He said, "That's the one thing that truly makes me feel old." It just highlights, doesn't it? This isn't just physical. It's tied so deeply to confidence, to vigor.
It absolutely is. And what's truly fascinating, I think, is that the answer might lie in a natural compound. It's called eugenol. It's found in just ordinary cloves, the spice. We think of it for flavor, right? But eugenol is actually a potent essential oil. It has these remarkable abilities to interact with your body's systems. Now, for centuries, cloves have been valued in traditional medicine, Indian Ayurvedic, Chinese traditions. But it's only more recently that science is really understanding how eugenol can unlock better blood flow and support erections, even as we age. So eugenol works by helping to relax blood vessels. It reduces inflammation. It kind of protects those delicate tissues that are absolutely essential for an erection. So when you gently suck on a clove, the eugenol is slowly released. It then goes to work really at a microscopic level, soothing inflamed arteries, calming what we call oxidative stress. And this action allows blood to surge more freely. That's fundamental, obviously, for strong, reliable erections. What's also interesting is this mechanism naturally enhances your body's own production of nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide, that's the key molecule, right? The one that tells blood vessels to relax.
Exactly. It tells them to relax and open wide. It's the very same pathway that many pharmaceutical pills try to manipulate. But here, your body's doing it naturally, just supported by this common spice.
That is quite remarkable, especially as you say, how simple it sounds, just a clove. But I can imagine for many men, after years of trying different things without much luck, the idea that a spice could make that much difference. It might sound, oh, well, almost too good to be true. Is there a catch? Any reason for caution?
That's a completely fair point. And, a bit of healthy skepticism is always good. But the answer is it's precisely because it's a natural compound working with your body's systems that it tends to be so effective and gentle. There isn't really a catch in the sense of hidden risks or complex side effects for most healthy men. Eugenol works subtly, it works consistently, and the effects tend to build over time. Now, of course, it's always wise. If someone has pre-existing medical conditions, maybe they're on blood thinners, or perhaps they have specific allergies to spices, they should definitely talk to their doctor first. That's just common sense. But for the vast majority of men over 60, this natural method is generally a safe, time-tested approach. It just supports your body's own functions. It allows you, in a way, to reclaim some control. Choosing a natural path instead of feeling perhaps dependent on pharmaceuticals.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've talked about what cloves can do, the eugenol. But before we get into the exact how-to, maybe we should back up a bit. It feels important to understand the why. Why do erections often fade so, sometimes dramatically, after 60? What are the hidden biological reasons we don't always talk about?
Yes, that's a critical question. Because erections, they aren't just about desire, are they? They're this complex symphony of blood flow, nerve signals, hormones, all working in harmony. And after 60, well, that harmony can falter. There are several biological factors that tend to accumulate over time. First, arteries naturally tend to stiffen a bit with age. That makes it harder for blood to really surge into the penis effectively. Second, the production of that nitric oxide we mentioned, that crucial molecule, begins to decline. And without enough nitric oxide, erections can become, well, softer, weaker, maybe not last as long.
And testosterone plays a role too, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Testosterone, which impacts drive and overall body response, it begins a steady, slow decline, usually starting around midlife. I remember talking to a retired carpenter. Lovely man. Still loved his wife deeply, still desired intimacy. But he described it as feeling like his body was betraying him. It just wasn't cooperating. And it's crucial to understand this is not your fault. That's not some kind of failure. It's biology. Think of your erections, perhaps, like a river. In youth, it's powerful, it's rushing. With age, maybe some debris builds up. Think of that like plaque and inflammation of the blood vessels. The banks narrow a bit, the flow slows down.
That's a really helpful analogy, the river slowing down.
Right. But just because the river slows, it doesn't mean it can't be cleared or the flow improved. Just because nitric oxide declines doesn't mean its production can't be supported. And just because testosterone dips doesn't mean your body can't respond with renewed vigor. There is genuine hope here. We see men in their 70s, even 80s, successfully regaining strength using these kinds of natural methods.
Okay, the river analogy makes it very clear. So we understand the why a bit better now, the biology behind the change. Let's get practical. How exactly does someone do this? This surprisingly simple nightly ritual that only takes about 60 seconds.
Right, the practical steps. And the beauty of it, honestly, is its simplicity. So about 30 minutes before you plan to head to bed, you take 1 or 2 whole cloves. And I stress whole, not the powder, not an extract you might buy, but the actual dried spice bud.
Just the whole clove itself. Okay.
Exactly. Place one between your cheek and your gum, sort of tuck it in there like a little secret. Don't chew it right away, just let it sit there. Then slowly, gently, begin to suck on it. You'll start to notice that distinct, slightly spicy, warm flavor. That's the eugenol being released. This potent oil then mixes with your saliva.
Yeah.
And it gets absorbed directly through the sensitive tissues in your mouth.
Ah, so it bypasses the stomach.
Yeah.
Goes straight in.
Precisely. It bypasses the digestive system, which means you get a more direct effect. So as you suck on that clove for a full minute, maybe think of it as priming your body. The eugenol starts its work, helping relax blood vessels, reduce some of that hidden inflammation, support nitric oxide production. So by the time you're drifting off to sleep, your body is already kind of setting the stage for tomorrow morning. It's a bit like planting a seed in the evening, isn't it? Hoping it blooms by dawn.
And the timing. 30 minutes before bed, that's key.
That timing is really quite crucial, yes. Doing it about 30 minutes before bed allows the eugenol to begin its work gently as your body naturally prepares for rest. And there are 2 main reasons why this bedtime timing is so effective. Firstly, eugenol itself seems to have a bit of a calming effect. It can help ease tension, preparing your body for deeper, more restorative sleep. And that brings us to the second reason, which is a really important, often overlooked secret about men's health after 60. The vast majority of a man's testosterone is actually produced during deep sleep.
Really? During sleep?
Yes, during those deep sleep cycles. So if you're not sleeping well, tossing and turning, you're simply not optimizing your body's natural testosterone surge. This simple Clove Method helps support the conditions for that optimal release. I remember a 68-year-old grandfather. He'd pretty much given up on intimacy for years. Started this ritual before bed. He told me very quietly, "Doc, I didn't tell my wife what I was doing, but she noticed." He said, "She noticed in the morning, and let me tell you, it's been years since we laughed like that together." Think of it simply like charging a battery overnight. You plug it in at night, you wake up with a full charge. Your body and your mornings can work much the same way.
That's a powerful story. And it leads to the next question. Stronger mornings are obviously the main goal here, the headline benefit. But what else might men expect? You hinted it's not just about bedroom performance. Are there other, maybe surprising benefits that ripple through the body?
Oh, absolutely not just about performance. This small nightly habit can really set off a kind of positive chain reaction through your entire system. When you use cloves consistently before bed, you're not just supporting one specific function, you're actually nurturing your overall health in some pretty profound ways. For instance, many men report significantly better sleep.
better sleep. That's huge in
It
itself.
is. I had a retired Marine tell me flat out, I'm sleeping like a rock now. I used to wake up 2, 3 times a night. Now I sleep straight through. That's life-changing. Another gentleman, he was in his early 70s, observed, I know my knees hurt less when I get up in the morning.
Less pain from a clove.
It sounds surprising, but it's likely linked to that calming, anti-inflammatory property of eugenol we discussed. Remember, inflammation doesn't just affect arteries, it affects joints too. So reducing that systemic inflammation can lead to less morning stiffness and pain for some people. And this improves sleep, this reduced inflammation. It has knock-on effects. It directly impacts testosterone, as we said. Many men struggling with low energy, maybe flagging libido, they don't always realize that poor, restless sleep is actively draining their testosterone levels. So by promoting that deep, restorative sleep, the Clove Method helps your body release testosterone in those powerful ways that naturally occur overnight. And that often translates into more energy during the day, sharper focus, just a general sense of renewed vitality. But there's another connection, a hidden one, really, that I feel I need to share because most men never consider it.
Okay. What's that?
It's your oral health, your gums, and how they can silently impact erections.
My gums, how are they connected?
It seems unlikely, I know. But think about gum disease, common issues like bleeding gums, maybe some soreness when you brush. That inflammation in your gums allows bacteria to leak toxins into your bloodstream. It's a low-grade chronic infection for many. These toxins cause widespread inflammation throughout your body, including narrowing and stiffening arteries. And which arteries are we talking about? The very same ones that supply blood to your heart and, critically, to the penis.
Wow. So gum problems can actually restrict blood flow needed down there.
Precisely. You could be essentially choking off the blood flow needed for a strong erection without even realizing the source of the problem is in your mouth. I treated a 65-year-old patient once, a fit guy, healthy lifestyle, baffled by his weakening erections. Turned out, he admitted to years of bleeding gums. He just dismissed it as, part of getting older. He had no idea those bacteria were causing inflammation that was impacting his entire cardiovascular system. Now, here's where cloves offer a kind of double benefit. That eugenol, while it's supporting blood flow generally, also possesses powerful antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties in the mouth.
So it works directly on the gums too.
Exactly. Every time you let that clove oil coat your gums as you suck on it, you're not just helping your erections indirectly, you're actively fighting harmful bacteria and reducing gum inflammation right at the source. You're protecting your entire cardiovascular system, starting in your mouth. We often hear men say their dentist noticed their gums look healthier after a while. It's a fantastic hidden gift of this simple ritual. Better gum health means less inflammation, and less inflammation means better blood flow everywhere.
That is genuinely incredible how one simple habit, one spice, can connect to so many aspects of health: sleep, inflammation, gums, testosterone, blood flow. So the big question many listeners are probably asking right now is, okay, this sounds promising, but how long will it take? When might I actually notice a difference? When can I expect to, feel alive again in the morning?
That's a very fair question, a natural one. And I always think it's important to set clear expectations, kind of lay out a potential timeline, because the results, they tend to build quite quickly and consistently for many men. In the first 7 days, for instance, you'll likely notice subtle but quite powerful changes. Many men report deeper, more consistent sleep first, feeling calmer at bedtime, maybe less restless through the night. That's often the very first sign. And sometimes, with that improved rest, some begin to experience, faint stirrings of morning erections again. Maybe just a flicker of life, as one man put it. But that flicker reminds them their body can still respond. And honestly, for many men who thought that feeling was gone forever, that initial sign, however small, can be incredibly moving, almost emotional.
Just that little bit of hope after maybe years of nothing.
Exactly. Hope is powerful. Then, by around 14 days, 2 weeks in, these changes typically become more obvious. Sleep usually continues to improve. And with that, daytime energy levels often start to rise. Men report feeling sharper, more alert, maybe more motivated to get things done. You might also notice a return of desire, a spark perhaps that you thought was long gone. And importantly, erections themselves often begin to feel firmer, maybe more reliable, lasting a bit longer. This starts building real confidence, doesn't it? And that confidence naturally spills over into all aspects of life.
Okay, so hope at 7 days, more confidence and noticeable physical changes by 14 days. What about a month then?
Right at the 30-day mark, for many men, the transformation can be really quite dramatic. This is often when I hear men say things like, "Doc, I feel like I've turned back the clock." Erections are frequently reported as being stronger, more frequent. Stamina often improves, leading to more satisfying intimacy, obviously. It's this combination, the better sleep, the increased testosterone support, the healthier circulation. It creates this feeling of being renewed, almost reborn, some say. I had a 73-year-old patient share this wonderful quote. He said, "Doc, I wake up every morning now and I feel proud again. My wife keeps saying, 'What happened to you?' And I just smile."
That's fantastic. Feeling proud again.
Isn't it? And these changes, they don't just stop at 30 days. If you continue the ritual, the benefits tend to continue and compound over time. So you could sort of consider this your potential roadmap. 7 days for hope, 14 days for building confidence, and 30 days for seeing a really profound transformation.
Gentlemen, what an incredibly insightful deep dive this has been. Truly fascinating. We've walked through the science, we've heard the stories, and uncovered this, well, profound truth perhaps, of how something as seemingly small as a clove can help restore what so many men believe they've lost for good. It really suggests you have more power over your vitality than you might realize. So tonight, maybe as you prepare to unwind, just remember this conversation. Remember that decline doesn't have to be destiny. Consider placing that clove in your mouth. Give it that 60 seconds. Let your body begin its work while you sleep. Who knows? Tomorrow morning might just surprise you. And perhaps, just perhaps, it could start to change everything. Thank you so much for joining us on the deep dive today. If you found this information valuable, please do like this video, maybe share this deep dive with someone else who could benefit, and of course, subscribe to our channel so you never miss another insightful conversation like this one. Until next time, stay well informed and, well,